on my head, but that's okay. Um, just waiting for people to come in. We have a short time this morning, kind of rushing through, not rushing the card, but rushing through the live this morning. So just going to let some people get in and join in first before I start. And I should be broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook, but I discovered I don't think my videos are going anywhere on YouTube. So I don't know. I think it's the URL that I'm supposed to be adding. I have to figure that out today because they're not going nowhere. They're just popping on my live, but okay. Good morning. Good morning. I see people are watching, so that's a start. So this is my deck of Oracle cards. If you're new, if you've never been in, there's a lot of new people. Good morning, Diana. Nice to see you. There's a lot of new people joining into following my page now. Like every day, there's like so many more people. So if you're new, welcome. Thank you for being here. And if you're one of my longtime followers and you have not been following these morning lives and you're so used to my other lives, I'm not give up. I'm just resting. So I will be back on those. I'm just trying to get, I have a lot on the go, but these are my celebration mornings, I call them. They're celebrating each and every card that has been created through these Oracle cards that are not out yet. Good morning, Lijo. And so this is the new, sorry. This is the new designed back cover. I got the cards yesterday. We have to add a little more to the border. We figured out that we don't have enough to the border, so we have to add more to the border. When they print, it doesn't print the full border. But this is the card of today. And so this is before they were looking like this. This is how everything evolves, right? This is what they were looking like. This was the color on the inside. And now they've all become kind of like the back. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Shireen, and good morning, Lisa and Mary Ann and Judy. Good morning. So I have a massage to get to at 9, and this is the only space in my day where I could make this work today. So there's a lot of things happening, and I am not missing my massage. So it's a must. Oh, shit, I just lost my card. So this beautiful card is a Cosmic Beauty. Right? Aren't they just beautiful? I know, I'm in love with her. And so, yes, she is so pretty. And she was actually one of the first cards created. She was among the first 7. And so when we started with her, we thought she was going to be one of the maiden cards. And as the numbers start coming and the names came, we found out that she actually is a sentient being. So she is, she's kind of that alien energy. And what we call alien energy is that she's old and she's wise. She is new to her. She's died up on Earth many times she's had many endings, many things happen, and she's been reborn many times. But this is Cosmic Beauty. Zoran, she's been reborn to her, almost like the sense of, she's like the star child, the crystal child energy. And so she's very awake, very aware. And it's like she's coming out from hiding. So a lot of people hide behind their hair, you see when we hide our face and we put our face down and, as a little kid, how kids use their hair as covering, right? It's our crown and it's also our hiding. It's our crown and it's our blanket. And it can also be our cloak. And so she's hid behind this hair and she's coming out. She's allowing herself to move and shift her energy to come forward. So she's been beyond herself. She's been beyond the story. She's looked beyond everything. And she knows the truth now that she's not going to be hiding away from. She's got, she has to live with who she is. And that's the truth. And these cards are based on my journey through life. Like I started channeling these through everything that had come through my life. And I was very surprised by some of the cards. I was surprised by some of the attitude. I was surprised by some of the energy. And then I wasn't so surprised about other things. And this card, I wasn't surprised by her, but I was surprised by her truth as she started to come to life. And so she knows there's more to this world than what we are all seeing and witnessing. So she knows there's more, that, that sense of she's no longer going to oppress herself. That sense of she doesn't have to be defined. She's actually refined. So she's moved beyond. She didn't need to be defined by a label, a title, anything. She just wanted to be beautiful. And by beauty, that was beauty in all ways. That was to return to love, to find that way through the energy of trying to be defined upon this earth. And that's what Zoanne is. She's, when are you done trying to define yourself? Are you done trying to create a name for yourself, a title for yourself? When you're done trying to freaking be something for everybody else, and you let it all die, you let the whole quest, that human quest of conditioning. And I say the biggest illness we have in this world is conditioning. We are conditioned to believe into fear, and we are so easily led into fear. And then, it's that whole thing. We might be rising up one, but we're suppressing others to get our way. Like that we can't do that. We can't knock one society down and push up another one. We have to find that balance. And so that's her. It's like she's done with that. And so she's redefining, not resetting. And there's a big difference. So it's like she's not becoming a part of that world. She's not becoming a part of what she's told to be. She's becoming a part of who she knows she is. And that's the difference. When you know who you are at the core center of you, when you can be in the middle, you start to know that you can come out of the shadows. You can stand up. And there's a lot of healing to still happen, but her heart is love. And so she's returned to love. Green is the color of healing. It is the Jesus, the God code. It is it's the Raphael energy. It's the energy of Raphael is the angel of healing. So it's that beautiful heart-centered healing, but it's not directly in the heart. And that's what you always have to remember. The healing doesn't always come directly from the heart. It's energy fields. And so we have these different energies throughout our body. So it's always like, oh, I have to heal my heart. Well, your heart's not the only thing that happens. So it's like you get so laser focused on wanting to kind of lay blame to where you've been hurt. It's like that person, these people, that hurt me, this hurt me. And it's like, so we want to repair the heart that way, which causes more problems. And it doesn't help heal anything. Healing the energy is healing the invisible. What was the energy behind? What happened beyond the picture? What was deeper? And so when you can go beyond, when you can look beyond and you can see the motives of the energy behind everything, is that the healing actually is, I always say the healing is right here. The healing's right here, and the healing's the top part of there's two parts of the energy is what I've been channeling through in the solar plexus. And it's the top part, but it's also just above the heart. So it's like, it's kind of entering into the white. And it's when you start to learn to listen, when you learn to listen, say, that doesn't feel right. Why would I want someone else to pay a price why would I want someone else to hurt? When I know what hurt feels like, why would I want somebody else to feel this? Why would I want somebody else to pay that price? Is that going to heal me? Is that going to make me feel better? Is that going to fix the world? Sydney, stop it. Sorry. That's the reality of this house. There's two little tiny Yorkies running around. So that cosmic, she's rooted, she's got the threads of the red threads. And the red thread speaks so much more than just about the root of you. And that red thread is we are bonded. We are, it's that whole cycle we tie together. And that also ties into when you look at the twin flame energy. You are the most beautiful relationship that you will ever have in your life will be with you. And when you learn to let yourself have that most beautiful relationship. Good morning, Aunt Weezy. And now my father is there. See, yesterday morning we had Aunt Sheila and Aunt Louise. Well, now they're collecting. Today they're collecting. So today it's Sheila, Louise, my Aunt Sheila, my Aunt Louise, and my dad, all here today because my grandmother Pansy is in these cards. I swear, I'm like she shows up in these cards. It's like the beauty, and she is our cosmic beauty. So the other part of this card is about owning your divine feminine and walking in that divine feminine, and that one is not more powerful than the other, whether it's the masculine energy or the feminine energy. Is not one is more than the other. Is we all bring something of uniqueness, and we all bring value. We all have a big purpose and a big why to being here, and that's huge. And so we're going back to the threads. And so if you look at her hair, it's the sacral. There's so much to be said about the divine feminine in the sacral. And I say, men can't give birth, not yet. I mean, we're not here to play God. And we have to remember that. We are not here to play God. We're not here to be God. We're not here to be, and what that means, it doesn't matter what you believe in to be God. We're not here to be superior. We are not a superior being, a superior race. No one's here to be superior. And equality doesn't mean that we're all going to have the equal things on earth. It means that we have dignity and that we have integrity. And I watched a beautiful video yesterday and it was a video um, about a man being a janitor, and how this new employee who made millions for the company was all young and arrogant, and he was mistreating the janitor, and he was kind of trying to, and so he thought he got the man fired just to get him out of his way. And he found out that that's how they found out the integrity of an employee, of who they would want to work in their company, was that the owner of the company, there was two, and the one, he would be the one that would pretend to be the janitor, to see how the employees would treat the janitor, to see the integrity of the person, because your integrity speaks volume. And sometimes if you're nasty at the core, then you need to go beyond. You need to go beyond whether or not somebody spoke a bad word to you when you're a kid, or somebody was not nice to you, as a teacher might not have given you attention, or a parent might not have given you attention. You have to go deeper than that, because that's something in the integrity of you and what you want, and what you're willing to cause somebody else to get your want. So if he was willing to see somebody else become poverty, to live in poverty, be poor, to have him fired, just so that he could not be exposed and go to the top. And that's the truth. And so cosmic beauty is about, your beauty is much more than skin deep. And when you know who you are at the core, you also know who everyone else is at the core. And when you know who everyone else is at the core, you would not want to hurt anybody, because through the eyes of God, through the eyes of the God conscious, through I would say, if you could only see what I could see. And there's such an amazing story that really truly happens when you allow yourself to see that at the core of everybody, there is a spirit. The human essence of us has been so conditioned to be suppressed, oppressed, and so conditioned to believe a storyline, those type of things, that it allows us to live a limited life. When you let go of all of that, your world becomes unlimited, because what you do is not that you can be everything, or you stop wanting to be everything. You stop wanting to beat everybody up. You stop wanting everybody to pay the price. And you learn that the power of it all is in love, and it's the biggest commodity that we have. And love is much more than just the word. If you go to Lisa Starr Francis' page, she'll tell you all about, she's the word alchemist. Beyond the story, beyond the definition of love, is something so much deeper. And so it's not always about I feel this, because your intuition, after years and years of being conditioned and being triggered and having all of these emotional stories that you allow to be stored within you, really truly allows you not to be able to trust your own intuition, because it becomes a melting pot of energy. And so when all becomes melted together, right? The green, exactly, right? It's the green. And that's like the God code. That's the Jesus code. There's something of the essence that's inside of us. And so when I taught a course, Healing the Healer, a lot of people wouldn't take the course because they're like, I'm not a healer. We all have the healer inside of us. So, what that means is we all have the possibility every day to be the kind person, to do the right thing for the right reasons that may make the difference in the life of somebody else today. And when we can be that, when we can truly be that, we are now accomplishing big things. Because you may be the straw that breaks the camel's back and may send that person into a spiral of despair. One word. Or you may be the one word that inspires somebody else to take their next breath. Which one would you rather be? Which one would you rather be? And we need to think that through every single day. When someone asks me why I took Lead Like Jesus, why I did all those things, because if I can inspire to be anybody, when I was asked to, who would you inspire to be? Who would you lead your life like? And I'm like, I'm going to follow the path of a person who did the right things for the right reason. And he paid the ultimate price. Because not everybody wants to hear this. Not everybody wants to hear the good things. Not everybody wants this because there is organization, there is a world that wants us to be oppressed, they want us to be afraid, and they want us to be fearful. And that includes even people in your own life that don't want secrets to come out. So when they don't want to be exposed, well, I hate to have to tell you, everything is exposed. It's exposed in attitudes, it's exposed in destruction, it's exposed in trying to perfect things, it's exposed in trying to pretend something is not happening. Everything has the power right here, right now. And that's why she's coming forward. That's why she's coming out. She knows her wisdom. She knows all of this beyond. And she's allowing herself to let her love lead the way. And she's walking in that light. And when you can hold your head up high and put your shoulders back, and the past is the past. Past is past, man. You can't keep trying to make up for the past. You can't keep trying to defend something. If we keep trying to make up for what happened in the past, we are becoming more and more destructive than ever before. And we can use it as guidance and tools and everything else. But put your shoulders back. Open up this. Let's start cracking open beyond the shells of protection, hiding ourselves, masking ourselves, and let's start opening our hearts again and letting ourselves be out there, putting ourselves out there. And I show up every day to put myself out there because I have taken the journey. I have done this work. And, I've been on this journey for a long time. This was book one. And the beginning of this book was written well over 15 years ago. And it was only published last year. This is not where I live today. This girl at the very end of the book that you see right there, her, right there. I live as her. And you've probably seen a post about a new program coming out because I'm not the person. I walked away from the darkness. I walked away from all that. I took all of my anger and transmuted it to a voice of love. I couldn't make a difference by being the angry and blaming the world and having unhealthy relationships with people in my life. And that wasn't hurting anyone else. And the only reason why it happens because I had a lot of energy that I was suppressing down and I was afraid to be me. The book that I just finished writing is the 5th book that I have written in over 2 years, just over 2 years, plus created these oracle cards. And do you know why all that could happen? Because I set my creativity free. I stopped creating ways to still be angry, and I started to see areas where love could flow, where we could be a difference. And that's the difference. So I allowed everything else to die. I said, I've died many times upon this earth. I allowed all of that to end so that I could live in love. So I could be present in love. My camera's company. And so this is the journey through cosmic beauty. And you only see beauty when you transmute your voice of anger to a voice of love, your frustration to love, your fear to faith. And that's how you start to become loyal to you. And that's how you start to become honest with you. The world is not destroying my life. I allow my thought process. I allow my beliefs. I allow the fear story. I allow myself to be manipulated into being pushed down to shaming myself. And we should not be shaming ourselves. That's the last thing. We should be rising beyond that. So I'll continue to walk the path of lead like Jesus. I'll continue to go that direction. I'll continue to follow that. I'll always make that light, the power of that light on my healing journey, what I inspire to be, because that's the direction. That's the place. And I seen that light. I seen it in Pansy and Bobby Thorne, who were average, everyday people who were constantly there. They left their legend behind. They didn't write books or become movie stars and become some celebrity. But you're damn right, people know who they are. People know who you are, and they remember you based on what you do upon this earth. And so if you want to be remembered as the villain, the victim, the celebrity, well, go ahead. Or you can be remembered as the person who inspired, by being remembered as the person who was content, peaceful, who opened their hearts and their doors to anybody, to everybody. My grandmother and grandfather had a small 3-bedroom house, but do you know 20-something people could sleep there? It didn't matter. They never said there wasn't enough to feed you. They never said they didn't have room for you. And I hear that so often. Oh, we only have room for this many, or I don't have enough food to feed anybody else. So you'd leave somebody out because you don't have enough food? Well, split the freaking potato 10 times just to make room at the table. Because remember, everybody you are pushing away from the table, remember how that feels to be pushed away. And let that sit in your heart today. And what I don't want to feel myself, I don't want anyone else to have to feel. So revenge will never get us anywhere. Love gets us everywhere. So remember the threads. Red threads, golden threads. They are here to bring us together, not to hang us, not to torture us, not to tie us up, not to bond us. They are here to bring us together. And if you want to remember that, put one around your wrist and tie it so that you can't take it off, because you can't leave you. You can't run away from you. You can't get away from you. So you might as well learn to love it. And you can't get away from love, because the spirit within and the spirit outside of us is always loving us, no matter what. The world may try to tell us that it doesn't, and that we're being judged and sent into hell. But that's how we believe in hell. That's how we believe in that fear story. If we stop forgetting to believe in ourselves, we stop believing and stop having faith in us. So today, if you could do anything, start living that way. Yay, Stacy, happy birthday. See, perfect day. See our beautiful green? Do you see what was coming towards you today? Right? All love coming towards you today, Stacy, so that you can start your day. Even look at her eyes. Are her eyes green with envy or green with love? Right? And green with love. Eyes of green, those greens are not envy, they are love, because everything else has fallen away. And that's why she's a crone energy. And yes, Stacy, you're also crone energy. So yeah, because you know this story. You walk this journey. So today you're walking in love. And that's the most beautiful thing that you could do. So thank you all for being here with me. I'm going to go get a massage now. Oh my God. Okay, wait. So I wasn't going to do another card, and I laid this card down, laid over the top of this card just like this. It must have fell out of the deck, and I wasn't looking because I talk so much. But they're like, show the card. I looked down to put the card back in the pack, and this card came up. Everyday miracles. So quickly, I just want to show you quickly. So you just cannot make this shit up. This is the healing that is being sent out into the world today. And this makes me want to cry, because she's the second last card in the deck. Oh no, sorry, she's the last card. She's the last card in the deck. And as I say every day, if you just learn to stay till the end, you never know what you can see at the end. If you would just stay till the end, you never know the love, the beauty, the happy ending that's waiting. Even if the story may not seem so great, even if the journey may have had struggles, if you just stay till the end, stay till the end, because that's where the magic is. And then it's also learning to let it end. Miracles happen when we accept what we cannot change. We accept that we have the opportunity to reject, an opportunity to change, an opportunity to believe. And we start accepting that we don't have to accept everything. And that everyday miracle will show up when you start taking action steps towards you. Everything that I'm doing now is not about having a title or a label. She is. And that's it. I am just Corey. She is. She is who she is. She's what she is. No, nothing else. Just being here and being present. And see the roses? That's grandmother energy. That's mother energy. That's the mothers shining up on us today. That's the grandmothers shining up on us today from spirit world. That's the love being given to us. And that is the power of the divine. That's the power of the Marys. And if you can be anybody today, be a Mary. Be a Mary today. Do the right thing for the right reasons. And don't let anybody define you. And just know we're here to refine our lives, to be able to come to the middle and live from our hearts. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And many, many blessings today, because this is a huge healing being sent out into the ether and throughout the world today. Be kind. Be kind. And that includes to you. Bye-bye.